Welcome to my channel Code Doctor. Please like and subscribe for more updates on coding and programming. Today I'm going to talk about what are the 5 key practices that you can follow to build your resume or CV which can stand out to get you shortlisted at Google, Amazon and Facebook. So the first thing is how to get attention of recruiter at the first sight. So it's like a 5-second rule. So when you see something on my CV, the first thing you're going to focus, okay, this guy has a portfolio. Okay, let me check it out. So once you click, and there is my work, there is my all the past experiences, which will definitely involve recruiter to look into my profile. Then we can get into later. The second is the profile, the online coding profile which you have. Might be you're practicing on lead code, might be you're on HackerRank, might be you're on CodeChef. Please put it at the top. Your current role. So I work currently as a full stack developer at booking.com, but I can tell you the company name or the company doesn't matter for your resume to get shortlisted at Google. There are, because I got shortlisted in Google even before working for Booking. So the first and four important thing is your profile, and the second is you should share and prove your work, right? So if you see in my achievements, I was being a technical reviewer for the book called Social Data Visualization using JavaScript and HTML5. So I try to show the link that this is a proof of my work, so they can see, they can check it out. The book is there on Amazon. If they want, they can go inside. So there is actual work. There is you need to share what you have done, and you need to uh, highlight those links. So you have to share your work with the actual proof. So if you see the second, I built a product which is called Smart App, so I keep them into highlight, right? So this is, I want to highlight it. Smart App is the product name, and which pilots into 700 schools in the year 2015 and used by 100k teachers on a daily basis. And here is a link. So if they click on it, they can see that the product which I worked on it got featured in Your Story, which is the India's online magazine. So please try to share your work. If I just write the description, I don't mention the link, there is a different impact, right? So you can see when you started sharing the actual links, there is involvement, there is a recruiter which will tend to go more deep and deep into your profile, and they will be really need to learn about you. Then you can see I have mentioned in my achievements mostly on the profile related stuff, like, so it's just my actual work. This is like where I did review, where I build the product, where I help and mentor the developers. So here my code mentor profile, where they can see how my rating is, what my review is, what people are saying about me, right? So this is the second point, which is share and prove your work. So you know, like how to get attention of recruiter at first sight, which is your online profile, coding profile links, your personal portfolio, that, and then the second is share and prove your work with the links, with all the actual, like if you have built an app, you should maybe post a link of a Play Store or maybe App Store, whatsoever it is. So try to put the non-technical achievements down compared to the technical achievements, right? That gives a more priority because people will be hiring or looking into the tech role, and uh, then then they can prioritize the non-technical things, right? So I was invited by SIBM College to give a keynote speech about my entrepreneurial journey for their some events where there were top grads from different IIMs. So this is a non-technical achievement, so I don't prioritize this on the top. Instead I make it on the fourth. Then you should be able to show like there is outside of your current academics, when you're in college or maybe when you're working for a company. I spend times on other programming websites like HackerRank. I did participate in Facebook Hacker Cup. I did involve in HackerRank a lot in the initial year of my career. I was one of the top 500 programmer on HackerRank. So You need to so these things matters for Google, Amazon, and Facebook, that you are participating in any of the online coding website, right? So it will help you to gain more attention than other profiles for the recruiter. The third is coding profile and GitHub. So if you see, I have mentioned my GitHub, that give you a sense like you are actually working on some projects uh, on your apart from your current day-to-day work, and you're putting it online. So if you see my GitHubs, I do have around 105 repositories. I work on small projects, and which I make it open source for everyone, right? So your profile and your repositories, right? They can see what are the coding languages you worked on it, right? So GitHub has a weightage. So now we have discussed about GitHub, we have discussed about uh, your coding profiles, we have discussed about the proof of work, right? Then comes the skills. You need to mention the skills, right, all together with the comma separated, right? And because there are some bot which used to shortlist a resume as well. So for them, they used to tokenize some words and check whether this exists in a technical skill set requirement or not. So for that, you have to make sure your spelling is correct, right? And it should be tokenized into the relevant skills, right? So if you only use JS, might be your bot will not be able to detect, right? So make sure you use if you use the proper acronym, you should make sure like it's available, or it should make sense for the bot to recognize. Then it comes a LinkedIn profile, the professional profile, right? So this is I can say all the things which matters for a recruiter to gain your attention at the first sight. And then it comes the hobby projects, right? So for companies like Amazon, Facebook, Google, they look upon your hobby projects compared to what you have done in the company. So if you see, I have a separate section in the bottom which is hobby and small projects which I worked on it. So I worked on multiple projects. I have built a I built a keyword based spell corrector, and I did some NLP stuff on that. I built a web app which allow people to which allow people to actually do the betting. So there is some interesting project which you have worked on it on the side of your current company projects. Try to highlight them as much as possible in the last section and make it very clear. And it should be you should show your learning curve apart from what you are learning in the current company. So that means you are very excited to learn different technologies other than that what you're working at the company, right? So hobby project has a weightage. So now I can say the first is the GitHub, and then your coding profiles, your hobby projects. These three things really matters for Amazon, Google, and Facebook. Then comes in the last is your company projects. So make it very clear description and what are the technology you have used and what's your exact role. So if you see my resume, I worked on multiple projects. I gave it, so try to give the title, try to give the role, and then specify the technology. So there are in a project there is like multiple technologies that I used, but I try to mention what technologies I worked on it, right? Because the product is very big. So try to make sure whatever you keep in your resume, you know it very well, or you should be able to answer whatever technology you've mentioned. So please make sure that you are up to date with all the technologies which you are mentioning in the resume and all the project description very well. So if somebody wants to get into detail of what this chatbot is, right, I should be able to explain them. I should be able to explain my recruiter non-technically, and I should be able to explain while I was interviewing at a company technically. So make sure your project learning should be in the both sense. So you should be able to explain to a technical person or a non-technical person as well. So yeah, so that's what's all about this video. If you're looking at uh, you want me to review your resume or you want my help or anything, like that, please reach out to me. I will be sharing my mail ID or my portfolio in the YouTube video description. So please check it out and please like and subscribe, as this is my one of the earliest video. And future I'm planning to come up with my Facebook interview experience and Amazon interview experience as well. So keep stay tuned to my channel. I'll be looking forward.